Hey, I hope you're all doing well, even though I know you're all as mentally ill as I am, if not even more so. Today, I want to talk about a topic that I think maybe the art community in general needs a refresher on, which is the concept of OCs, or original characters. Now, an OC, for those of you who aren't artists or just in general aren't familiar with the term, is any character you create. That's it. Any character you create that has an original backstory, design, powers, come in their own setting, etc. There's also such thing as fandom OCs, which are characters that you create that are original, but they belong to a specific fandom or universe that is already established. So if you Google Demon Slayer OCs, She-Ra OCs, Marvel OCs, of course, is a popular one. So is a lot of animes and other animated series. There's also alternate universe characters, AU characters that kind of borderline on the concept of OCs, where you're say imagining a high school alternate universe of say the Demon Slayer cast, or the She-Ra cast, and you write stories or draw specific scenarios that you invent that have characters that aren't your OCs interacting with your OCs or in your own universe. But basically, you get the point. OCs are original characters. Now, with this specific Freckled Hobo situation and a conversation about OCs in general, I'd like to deliver a little bit of a hard truth talk with all of you artists out there. Essentially, none of your OCs are truly original. There, I said it. And I'll say the same thing for mine too. I bet so many of your guys' OCs out there are unique, both in their style, their appearance, their backstory. I bet you've worked hard on developing them since like college, high school, elementary school, or somewhere in your childhood. But I can also tell you that I bet at least one, if not many, of your original characters are also influenced by characters that already exist, some sort of lore that already exists, mythology that already exists. You get my point. I mean, we all watched something or experienced something in our childhood or young adulthood that birthed these original characters or influenced them in some way. So when I say your character is not wholly original, I don't say that to be mean or to downplay all the hard work I know you put into developing your characters and your story and your lore, but at the same time, all art is regurgitated influence from other sources and art. I will also fully admit that a lot of my OCs, while I love them and I think they're super unique and fun and cool, which in my opinion they are, I know somewhere in my life they were influenced even a slight bit by something I saw or read or listened to or experienced. So when I see artists that build and sculpt and climb this original character pedestal they make for themselves, like this person Freckled Hobo has, I think we all need to remember that these characters we have made, nearly every single one is influenced or at the very least can be compared to another character somewhere in existence in the universe. So with that, let's get into this video. Now, unlike my other videos, I'm going to mainly be showing you content, the TikTok videos, the screenshots, all that stuff that I have collected about the situation that happened, and I'm gonna pop in every now and again to say my piece and add comments about my opinions. I'm doing that specifically for this video because a lot of these videos that I've collected are pretty self-explanatory, and we don't need to make this video 25 minutes long just with me repeating what all these people are saying. Especially when it comes to the race issue of the situation and the racism, it's not my place to talk over these people of color who are already talking about racism. So, and then I want to thank the cosplay bunny, Super Nick Anger, that's underscore Barnaby, Gossamer Art, and I'm sorry for mispronouncing this. Agonathetic? I want to say Agonathetic. For their videos on the situation, they all did a good job staying up to date and commenting on what's going on and keeping their audiences informed. I'm going to be saving my thoughts for the end, but if you haven't already, please give this video a like, and please subscribe if you haven't already if you want to. Thanks, and I'll see you soon.
I have been in contact with Critical Role, or more their legal team, and unfortunately the conversations did not go even remotely according to plan.
Man, you guys got me up really early to talk about this one. I had a couple people tag me in this, so let's do a quick breakdown of what all is happening with the situation. This creator here on TikTok claiming that Opal from Exandria Unlimited is stolen and her character. So from what I've been able to gather from Twitter posts and comments, here's what's actually going down. This creator started streaming with her character Opal in about January of this year. The official artwork for Exandria Unlimited's Opal was not released until March. Here's where things get interesting. The problem is that this creator was using stolen artwork on their stream for all of the D&D characters on that stream. She had made a video claiming that Opal was a stolen character, and also claimed that that character was a POC, which was very confusing because she is also cosplayed as that character, and had never mentioned before that that character was a person of color. It seems like the main reason she is claiming that character is stolen is because both characters have opalescent hair and an opalescent necklace, which honestly is a pretty basic trait when it comes to D&D characters. She's made a couple videos covering this topic and has been incredibly hostile towards anyone saying that something's not quite right here, or anyone bringing up the fact that she's used stolen artwork. So pretty cut and dry, right? It's a pretty basic character, it's obviously not stolen. But she decided to contact Critical Role's legal team and ask for recognition or a guest spot on the show, or else. Essentially threatening Critical Role into having her guest on their show, which is just I have no idea how this situation is going to evolve from here. She has said that she's getting a lawyer involved, which is just crazy. It's a D&D character, and kind of a basic one at that, but whatever. But yeah, there's a quick wrap up for anyone who was wondering what's going on. No one holds ownership over any idea of a D&D character. It's a game that's been around since the 70s. No one's idea is really original, let's be honest. So yeah, always credit your artist, and may the dice be in your favor. I literally have screenshots of her saying she wanted recognition or to guest on the show. So, I don't know what more you want.
You guys actually think I'm clout chasing? Honey, I don't need to clout chase. I've got 1 million followers. And small creators like me would be nothing. The support of my fan base.
Since I have posted my recap on the Opal being stolen situation with Critical Role, there have been a few updates that I wanted to address. If you haven't watched my original video, go make sure to check it out because it kind of covers what I'm talking about. Basically, the user on here, Freckled Hobo, has claimed that the character on Critical Role's Exandria Limited is stolen and it is her character. Someone reached out to me privately and wanted to rename anonymous, but Opal was made in November of 2020. Now, unfortunately, a lot of videos and comments have been deleted, but I do have a few screenshots. Here she is claiming that her Opal was made first. Here is absolute confirmation that she wanted a guest spot or recognition from them. The stolen art post has now been deleted, unfortunately, but she has yet to address it. Because she's deleting comments and videos so fast, it's hard for me to keep up with the situation, but I'll try to keep you guys updated as I go. I guess actions really do speak louder than words. Apparently I'm not allowed to interact with any other small creators. Also, address the fact that you tried to use the reverse racism card and credit the artist that you stole from.
Hello, you beautiful internet people. Hi, my name's Freckled Hobo, and I'm here to give you an update on the Opal Critical Role situation. For those of you who have no idea what I'm talking about, you can scroll down on my profile to a video that's called Opal Update for all of this information. First, I just want to say thank you for all the support, positive comments from this amazing community. And as a reminder, we are all a big family who has to be there for each other. And small creators like me would be nothing without the support of my fan base. So like everything I've done is for you guys. So I have been in contact with Critical Role, or more their legal team, and unfortunately the conversations did not go even remotely according to plan. In fact, they were pretty hostile. And at the end of this conversation, I felt bullied and belittled. And that being said, I wanted to completely reiterate that I am not looking for a fight with Critical Role. I was given an ultimatum that was not in my best interest, and instead of lying to my fans, which I will never do, I'm walking away. And hopefully by walking away, I am proving that I will not cower to their money or influence. But all is not lost! I am not gonna stop playing my Opal character. I'm not gonna stop making TikTok content for you because she's too freaking cool of a character to just brush under the rug. In fact, you can watch her every Monday night, 8 p.m. Pacific Standard Time on twitch.tv/dragonsandreamers. In fact, she's getting a awesome, badass makeover to be more of an individual. Now, I am not here to tell you what to think. I am not here to blame or accuse Critical Role of anything. What I am here to do is give the floor to the fans because you guys are what it's all about anyway, right? We do it all for you, right? And in my personal opinion, facts are facts. So, without further ado, here's their Opal, Warlock, white hair, tan skin, opalescent necklace. And here's mine, Opal, Warlock, tan skin, opalescent necklace, white hair. Now you decide. Thank you for watching. Comment section is below. Are they gone? Are they gone? Oh, good, I need a snack. I can absolutely give you more information as well as comparing the characters so you guys know exactly what is going on. First of all, I would like to say I have absolutely nothing against Critical Role. In fact, I absolutely admire Matt Mercer. I have been to the D&D cons. I love the game. They got me into it, but that's not the issue. The problem is in their new game, Exandria Unlimited, they basically have the same exact character as mine from the live game that I've been playing since January. Let me show you. So this is the Opal character that is being played on the Critical Role game. As in most campaigns, in the beginning of Session 0, you explain what your character looks like and their behavior. This Opal-like character is explained to be covering her cleavage with her ensemble, her iridescent hair that turns white in the light when it's not moving, and of course she brings attention to her opalite necklace, which is exactly like my character. If you don't believe me, please feel free to go on Twitch and watch the first episode for yourself. And everyone who watches it says that she's great. I know, I created her. But if you look down, it says she acts like Alexis from Schitt's Creek. I know, I do the same thing. And this is my Opal character. Same white hair, same opalite necklace. Both are warlocks, and both are played like Alexis from Schitt's Creek. And those of you who already follow me know that I'm a DM, I'm a D&D player, and I make tons of D&D content with my Opal character. There's a playlist on my page. Here is the playlist that has 17 posted videos, and I have so much more that I haven't even posted yet. I also have a hashtag, so if you end up going to my profile, clicking the hashtag Opal Roseman, you can see that it has 4.7 million views. I have tons of Opal content with other players from the same game. Now, the D&D community is not as big as everyone thinks it is. Everybody basically knows each other. I'm having a really hard time believing that there's no way nobody in this game has seen my content. Through my 1.2 million followers on TikTok, the 4.5 million views of Opal's name, and I DM and play in so many games! I honestly don't know what to do. Opal is my baby. I've done countless photo shoots. I've ordered cosplays. Over $1,200 worth of cosplay armor just specifically for my Opal character. So long story short, I'm heartbroken. And let me rephrase the word stole. They didn't steal my character. They are unknowing that they have used the same exact character concept. But now I am terrified to use my own character in all of the things that I've made for Opal. My children's book, the $2,000 I've spent on photo shoots and cosplay, the designed merch. This whole situation is not okay. Not okay. All I ask is a little bit of communication and a little bit of recognition.
You said forever, now I drive alone past your street.
What? I haven't been here very long, but blaming other people for the decisions that you've made, I don't understand how that's going to work out in your favor at all. Also, no one was talking about your DM. You brought your DM into this. That doesn't make any sense. You being part of that whole thing and not taking responsibility is your fault. You need to be responsible for this. Like, you're blaming us that your DM quit the campaign, But when you're asked about it, you say you don't want to be held accountable for your DM's decisions. So is it our fault or is it your fault? I'm so confused. You're standing up for yourself? For what? Ignorance? Inability to comprehend responsibility? I'm very, very confused. It's also just the reverse racism for me. That one's just...
Is it me? Am I the drama? I don't think I'm the drama. Maybe I am. Am I the villain? I don't think I'm the villain.
Here's the part I want answered. When it comes to Freckled Hobo, the amount of white men that are in POCs and other people who are dragging them rightfully for art theft, who are dragging them for being a white woman playing a person of color, for them actively sending their followers, and don't try to say that they don't. Never in the fucking history of ever on this app or anything else, when a creator says don't harass this person, has that ever been anything but code for go harass this person. She has been asked, talked to, and called out repeatedly for this. And the energy you all will put into defending white women is absolutely fucking staggering. I'm disappointed. I don't know how else to say it other than I'm disappointed, because the same energy you put into canceling Ernie, the same energy you all put into the quote unquote bad boy D&D TikTok that went into protecting whiteness, you all do not fucking put into protecting women of color. Let's just say the fucking quiet part out loud, because I am so fucking tired of it. It happens all the fucking time on this app. It happens all the time in all these fucking spaces, and all of you all need to do fucking better. Jesus. It's honestly just a lot of a person who did a wrong, not apologizing or owning up to any of it. It is a person who clearly is clout chasing at the expense of causing Amy to get harassed. A first-time D&D player, nonetheless, to be harassed. And it's really fucking gross. Not to mention the now deleted VODs and tweets with no apology attached to the stream that she's a part of, where they stole art from other creators, not crediting anybody and using them in their stream and also in their advertisements and promotional stuff. And I think the part that's the most frustrating for me is that there are people that we are mutuals with who are in their comment sections defending the fucking behavior. Not even days after Dragon TSR and the shit with the bad boy of TikTok. I think I've been hyper vigilant of it because the moment EXU got announced, the first thing I thought is I need to be looking out and watching and protecting Abria and Amy, because guaranteed, and white people didn't disappoint. Sure as fuck hopped in the VODs, hopped in comments, made Twitter and Reddit threads shit talking Amy's character. No one said anything about Abria, and best believe Black Twitter is on waiting for somebody to say something about Abria. But it is just irritating and disappointing, because this is why POC don't get into the hobby, is because of shit like this. Amy is a first-time player. The community needs to do better and needs to protect women of color when they come into these spaces. It is just irritating and disappointing, because this is why POC don't get into the hobby, is because of shit like this. Amy is a first-time player. The community needs to do better and needs to protect women of color when they come into these spaces.
If you're following me and you're not following Barnaby, I suggest you change that, because I hold Barnaby's opinion in such high esteem. And I needed to share this because what they said about protecting women of color in these spaces is so important to this conversation. When Katy Ford, Freckled Hobo, was appropriately called out on playing a person of color, rather than just learn from what people were trying to tell them, she decided to basically tell people that they're reaching. And I'm not going to sit here and pretend like Critical Role's cast hasn't done it before. Clearly they have. But at least they have been professional enough to not tell people that they are being racist towards them or being called out on playing people of color. And the crazy thing about all of this is that Katy Ford decided to make a call out based on a single episode that had been released for Exandria Unlimited, mainly on a character's aesthetics. Because for those of us who have continued watching, we know that Opal is not just some ditzy warlock with a crystal aesthetic and iridescent hair. Amy has already stated that she has used her Dominican and Puerto Rican roots to inspire the way that Opal acts. And that when she approached Abria about Byroden, she wanted it to be as close to what Laredo, Texas was like. As a first-time player, Amy decided to use things about her life and who she is, where she was raised, and as a woman of color to inspire this character. But Miss Katy Ford just decided to focus entirely on what? White hair, an opalite necklace, and iridescent hair. All without appropriately crediting the artist that created their art, their official art. And not until myself and others pointed it out in her comment section. And not through a video either, but through comments that get buried, by all of the support from her real fans. That's why I'm so peeved about all of this, is because you decided to make a single assumption from one episode from a first-time player who, let's be honest, sweetheart, she's not watching your show. She sure is not. And she sure did not copy your character art, which was released May 31st. You fucked up. Not your DM, not your stream mates. You fucked up.
So let's just say sure. The way you frame Critical Role is as a big bad D&D campaign group that is too big to worry about a small creator and is fine with stealing a design from a small creator, which again, you stole first. I need you to understand that. Let's say that's true, okay? If they really were that bad, and if they really were that cold-hearted, I don't think they would have let the legal team speak to you first. Let's take a look at the ways that social media tends to handle a lot of these type of conflicts. If Critical Role really did want to be malicious against you, Ms. Hobo, Freckled Hobos, Ms., or Mr., whatever you identify as. I still respect that. They could have just screenshot your accusations and posted it to their Twitter accounts and blown your shit up. Like, if the Critical Role fandom has, the same roasting power as they do their positive power, and I've experienced their positive power, it's fucking strong. They could have absolutely lit your ass up. They could have absolutely had a large smear campaign against you. They could have absolutely sent a bunch of hate your way if they wanted to. But in the, few beginning interactions that I've had with them in the past couple weeks, they don't want that. They kind of just don't like negativity at all. So, them having you speak to their legal team, like I said, is protecting you just as much as it is protecting them. Because if the members of Critical Role did decide to engage with you directly, that is automatically going to turn a lot of Critical Role fan heads your way, and I highly doubt it will be in a positive way. So it is a good thing that they're not contacting you directly. They're not being a big bad D&D group that's too big to respect the rules of D&D, wants to stomp on small creators. Don't act like you're framing them that way unintentionally. You keep saying, I don't want problems with Critical Role, but you're framing them to be dicks just because they won't directly talk to you about something that you have no evidential base on. You have no evidence that they stole your design, but we have evidence that you used stolen artwork. So, they're sparing you a shit ton of problems. They could potentially sue you for defamation if you did decide to keep going the way you're going. Please listen to their legal team. Don't make this a bigger issue than it is, because even though they're trying to spare you a ton of hate, you're bringing it to yourself at this point. The artist side of TikTok knows you now.
Now, as an update, as of August 22nd, Homegirl has a 3-part apology video set on her page, on her TikTok account, where she sort of takes accountability, but for the most part, people aren't really having it. The third part of the apology, she seems to actually taking accountability for what she's saying, for what she did wrong, but it seems more like she's just trying to placate her audience. And I think when she brought race into it, immediately lost whatever credibility she was going to have when she started to claim after the fact that her OC was black, and she specifically says tanned, and then when she said people were being racist against her because she was white, like, and then she also misgendered someone in her third apology. And in her comments of these apology videos, she continues to lie about stuff that's easily disprovable. And I think anyone who says this about therapy, very Caucasian and very troubled to me. But because she's a very attractive, desirable white woman on the internet with over 1 million followers, even though someone else said in a comment that her Twitch views and her Twitter interactions and her other interactions on other social media platforms didn't really equal up to having 1 million followers, this is going to blow over eventually. No one's going to stick to this situation. I like to think I'm sure the situation probably pretty much has blown over since this all happened around the summer. I want to say June, July-ish. But I was waiting to make this video and let it stew for a bit to see if anything developed or anything else would happen. But, life goes on in this community. I don't know. I just can't understand the actions of people who want attention this badly that they're willing to be remembered in history by at least one person on the internet who just remembers them being a weirdo who thought they could blackmail Critical Role on a spot on their show for a character in a tabletop board game where goblin corn gods can eat people's parents, or you can cast like dildo spells if you want to. It's just silly. It has a lot of problematic background to it, the thing with race and her stealing an artist's work and saying the shit about how, if an artist put their work online, it's free use or whatever. But in general, it's silly. Like, silly not in a ha-ha way, but silly like in a oh god way. I feel like, and I just felt like commentating on it because I do mainly circle in the art community, but I also do like to dip my big toe in the gaming community as well. Last thing I'm going to say is I am going to reference my tweet from like a day or two ago, but really one of the most targeted group of people in these spaces, the gaming, art, D&D, podcast, Twitch, especially Twitch, in these spaces are POC. Black women especially visual black women, like on Critical Role and D20. The main reason I even brought up this topic is because I think we could all do a little bit better to protecting black women in these spaces, and it starts with holding odd little petite white women online accountable for the shitty things they do. Anyways, that's the end of the video. If you like the video, please consider liking it. Please subscribe if you want to. I mean, you don't have to, but I mean, if you don't, what am I going to do about it? It's not like I
know where you live or anything. Bye-bye.
See you soon.
I'm awake. I've had my Cheerios, had a nice glass of water. I'm ready to commit violent atrocities against my fellow man. Let's go!